Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts. We're doing an unboxing, another offline product gaming review. This is Metroid Dread for the Nintendo Switch. Now to jump right into it, this physical copy came with the update version 1.01 already on the cartridge, and the cartridge code seems to be a more updated version of the game. Now, I never bought this game when it first came out, so I do not know how many reiterations they have already reprinted for the game, and there is an update available, and there is also already plans for more updates in the future, like Dread mode or Rookie mode, as well as Boss Wave mode will be included later on as updates. So just know that the game could have later on more updated cartridges in the future. Please look at the unboxing video to see the cartridge code of the version I have here, which has the 1.01 already on the cartridge. That'll give you an idea that future on that there could be a more updated cartridge, or you could have the different cartridge code of the vanilla version 1.00. Now to move on to the offline gaming experience I had with the game. Now the offline experience was generally pretty smooth. Through the game I only had a few minor frame rate drops, as well as that I did have the audio cut out a few times in certain moments in the game, only at the beginning, and then it never really happened again. Other than that, the overall experience ran smoothly and played great. The game was really smooth, no real frame rate drops or stuttering in missed gameplay. Most time it was just during cutscenes or if there was a lot of enemies on the screen. The only other time I noticed it majorly was when I had to fight two bosses at the same time. I noticed that all the action and movement did drop the frame rate. But overall, as an offline experience for the product, it ran great, and I think they did a pretty good job for the vanilla version of what's on this cartridge. Now moving on to the product review. Now the product is generally pretty good. This is actually a pretty decent good product. As I said, the game ran great, the content's all on there, and it was overall a good experience. Now please keep in mind there, as I said there will be more iterations probably of physical copies that will include some of these free updates added on content, but the vanilla version or the 1.01 version I have here was still a generally good product. Now, as I said, that later on there could be a better product in the future, so it depends on whether you want to wait for this product and wait for a better reprint version that Nintendo is sometimes do with their games. They will reprint a new cartridge with more updates on it, more likely when it's a free update stuff, kind of like what Metroid Dread is going to be getting later on in the future and already will be getting. So, in my personal opinion, the product is generally pretty good, and I give it definitely a thumbs up if you are looking to add into your collection, but I would understand if you want to wait and see if maybe there will be a new reprint physical copy of or updated print. So, that's up to you on that department. Now we will move on to the final thoughts on the feelings of the game. Now, Metroid Dread is the first time I ever played a Metroid game style, Metroidvania-esque style game. I did play Metroid Prime Corruption. I don't even know if it's Corruption. I can't remember. It was on the Wii, and I didn't really enjoy it all that much. I heard it was one of the weaker Metroid Prime games, but I don't really know. But going into Metroid Dread was the first time I ever played the Metroidvania style, 2D style. And perfectly honest, I am relatively disappointed with the game. Metroid Dread, as I said, is the first time I've played it, so I don't have the history, I don't have the nostalgia, nor do I know anything about the previous games, which this game is, by my understanding, a pretty good, strong sequel to Metroid Fusion, which was on a Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance. I think it's Game Boy Advance, but I don't know the history or the story of Samus and her adventures, so maybe it's my fault in that department. Now, overall, the game is as a Metrovania, it is average, possibly even below average for a Metrovania game. The problem is that there is just simply better Metrovanias out there that has bigger, deeper, richer, and overall a better game. As I said, the Metroid is missing a lot of content that you would expect in a nowadays Metrovania in terms of more variety, in terms of experiences where you can unlock equipment and items and upgrades and so on, as well as that the gameplay feels very bland. The only thing that really stood out about the game was, as you see in the video, the EMMIs, or EMMAs, I think it's eyes. But they were the only best part of the entire game, and they don't have as much deep of impact in the game as I hoped they would have. Running from them was just a lot of fun and very terrifying, but over time I just kind of got the hang of it, and they stopped being less and less threatening and more just annoyance. But I did love their inclusion, and they were the best and only best part of the entire game. Other than that, the 3D changes and everything like that, the 2D, 3D-esque graphical style was really cool, but nothing really was done with it. As well as that overall characters and story and direction, I don't really know anything about it. So it makes it harder, the fact that none of this means anything to me. So I know for a lot of people when they play it, it's full of nostalgia, and that should never affect your judgment on a product or a review or your outlook of a game. Nostalgia should never be the factor of what makes a game good. It should be able to stand on its own without any nostalgia to guide it. And Metroid Dread does not stand on its own. The only good things are its fast and fluidness, but it is interrupted with its jump mechanic, where you have to time your jump at specific times. I found this very inconsistent and annoying. As well as that when you do aim with your gun, this can interrupt your jumping, and Samus will not do her double jump because you are like aiming so she doesn't do her spin jump, which was really annoying in certain fights. It wasn't my fault, it was that the game design could have been better and more fast and fluid to accommodate its speed, which is another hindrance. Though the game is really good on its speed, it was a little annoying that Samus does not even have a walk animation. So it's either run or stop. It's nothing in between. So it made it sometimes really annoying to do specific jumps in specific areas when I was trying to be precise, because sometimes there are certain moments in the game you need to be precise in your jumping actions. Metroid Dread, in my personal opinion, as a product, as a software, as a game, it is average or below average in its gameplay. For a lot of people, it's just simply enjoyed that they have another 2D Metroidvania style game, which I'm all for, and I'm really happy that people finally got what they've been wanting. But it's also important to address that there simply is better Metrovanias out there that are simply larger, deeper, and better, and give more, and look better, and perform better. And some may argue that those games, like let's say Hollow Knight, Blasphemous, what is another one that I was just thinking of? These games have had, Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. These games have had a lot of time to be worked on, and that's true, kind of like Hollow Knight and so on. But these were small indie developers. Nintendo is a AAA budget studio. More or less, that Metroid is one of the living legacies to the term Metrovania. So in my personal opinion, this being a below average experience is more harmful, because this should have been a deeper, richer, larger, and more expanded experience to the Metrovania style games. So, in my personal opinion, I'm not looking any forward to any new Metroids right now, and I have no desire to play this game anymore, which was another disappointment. Beating the game wasn't very rewarding. All you got was hard mode and some still images, which is, again, a very below average victory experience for me. I mean, other games offered more in that department as well. So I do not know what people were overly praising this game for. I guess it's just name and nostalgia and brand, and I guess that's just all that really matters to gamers nowadays. I don't know, but overall, I am average about the game. So that was just my personal final thoughts. The product is still decently good, though I do recommend that you maybe wait and see what the new updated cartridge could be provided in the future. But overall, if you want to pick it up now, I don't think you'll be disappointed. If this game is more into your style and it is what you want out of a Metroid game. So, like always, I try to leave links down in the description if you're interested in a copy, and I'll see you guys in the next unboxing videos. Bye bye.